Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan and I just finished Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk, and I have to return it to the library like literally in the next hour, so I thought before I do that I would tell you a bit about this book because I'm pretty sure I'm going to give it a 4 stars. I do recommend this book, but I don't think that it's for everyone. So Olga Tokarczuk is a winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature, and this book in particular won the Man Booker International Prize, and those are 2 big reasons why I picked up this book in the first place. I also really liked the cover. This had a different cover, I think, as well, which I'll put here and is very minimalistic. Not sure if I love that, but I do love this cover and that also drew me in. Not gonna lie, I'm super swayed by cover art. I think I've seen this book describing itself as a mystery thriller online, but I would say if you're in the mood for a mystery thriller, this is probably not the book to pick up. This book is translated from the Polish, and it's about a woman named Janina who hates her name and thinks that most people do not deserve the names that they are given, and so she nicknames everybody that she meets something that fits them better. For instance, she has 2 neighbors, Oddball and Bigfoot. This woman lives in a remote, rural border town in Poland, and she lives in a small cottage in the woods year-round, but most of the cottages in the area belong to super rich people, and they go home in the winter time. So she is responsible for taking care of those rich people's houses in the winter. In her spare time, she also teaches English to kids in church, which is funny because she is not at all religious. And she hangs out with her friend Dizzy, who translates the poetry of William Blake, and so she helps out with that. And finally, she is an amateur astrologer. So with the themes of religion and astrology in this book, for me, it was really a book about how we as a society and as individuals try to justify our extremely problematic behavior. In particular, the problematic behavior at hand is the killing and eating of animals. Because Janina, and she would hate it if I was calling her that, but she loves animals. She had 2 dogs that she basically treated like her daughters, and they went missing about a year before the book's events start taking place. The actual events of the book are a few deaths in the area that people believe are probably murders. And unfortunately, the police are not looking into them very deeply, but Janina, she knows exactly who did it. She is 100% certain that it is the animals, capital A animals, striking back against the hunters in the area. One of my favorite parts about this book is the writing style. Tokarczuk will capitalize certain words, and it's in first person, so we get the sense that it is Janina herself that is capitalizing these words in her head or in her writing. She says that she's better at expressing herself through writing than through speech, and we also know that she might be interested in writing her memoirs one day, so maybe that's what this book is. But certain words like animals or theories or person are capitalized, and it has this effect of like making them sort of pop out on the page or feel emphasized in this specific way. And when she's quoting somebody else that she's speaking to, she doesn't capitalize those words because that person is not capitalizing those words in their own ideologies. It is in fact Janina's capital T theories that was my favorite part of this whole book. This recommendation review is all over the place, but another theme in this book I think is about how society treats women, and specifically older women. For instance, one line is, "Nobody takes any notice of old women who wander around with their shopping bags." Janina is never taken seriously for her theories. Probably my absolute favorite section of this book is this like 2-page monologue that Janina gives to a police officer as she is forcing him to fill out a form that he desperately does not want to fill out. And the speech is very long, but I'll give you a snippet of it so that you know what the writing style in this book is like. She says to him, "Killing has become exempt from punishment, and as it goes unpunished, nobody notices it anymore. And as nobody notices it, it doesn't exist. When you walk past a shop window where large red chunks of butchered bodies are hanging on display, do you stop to wonder what it really is? You never think twice about it, do you? Or when you order a kebab or a chop, what are you actually getting? There's nothing shocking about it. Crime has come to be regarded as a normal, everyday activity. Everyone commits it. And then when she's done this like 2 or 3 page monologue to this police officer, and he's done filling out his form that he probably won't file, he says, "You're exaggerating." I find it truly puzzling. Why is it that old women of your age, are so concerned about animals? Aren't there any people left for them to take care of? It's so belittling, and he's so misogynistic, and I think that scene really encapsulates a lot of the themes within this book that I really enjoyed. Now, I did only give it a 4-star, not a 5-star, and that is because at times I really tuned out. It took me about 150 pages to start enjoying this book. Prior to that, I was probably leaning towards 3 stars, but then it started picking up for me. I don't know anything about astrology. I don't know anything about the poetry of William Blake, so a lot of those sections I did skim through. That said, I still really enjoyed this book, even though I don't know anything about almost everything Janina is interested in. Do I think if I did understand anything about astrology and William Blake, I would have got more out of this book? Yes, I do. Did I give it 4 stars anyway? Yes, I did. This is a very thoughtful, at times dense, kind of slow-moving story, in my opinion. There is a mystery at the center of it, but it didn't feel like a thriller. I was never really like on the edge of my seat. It felt more like a character piece, like we really got to know Janina, and she's a really interesting person to get into the head of. So if you want to see an older female character that you've never read before, then I highly recommend this book. If you're interested in themes about cruelty against animals, highly recommend this book. If you are interested in the poetry of William Blake, you'll probably enjoy this book. I don't really know. And if what you're really interested in is mysteries, I don't think necessarily that you will enjoy this book. So that is what I thought about Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk, and I would love to hear what you thought of this book in the comment section below. I hope this video still made sense, even though it's my like spur of the moment response to this book right after reading it, right before I bring it back to the library. But I did enjoy it, so let me know if this video has inspired you, and we'll talk more in the comments section and in future videos. Goodbye, everybody!